How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another edition of In Between Appointments. This is your man, Tom of Lonnie Kai Photography. Once again, just here to give out tips, tricks, the whole whatever I can come up with to try to help you guys be better photographers. For those of you all who are new to the game, new to photography, trying to help you all out as best I can. For those that are looking to hire a photographer, trying to give you guys tips to make sure that you actually hire somebody that's good and that's going to, do the best job possible for you. There's a lot of scammers out here, so hey, I'm just trying to keep y'all ahead of the game, so to speak. But on this little casual day, and I'm sorry if you all can hear my air conditioner. I'm in the car. It's hot as blazes in Chicago right now, so I got to keep the car running with the AC on. It's too hot. Even for windows down, it's just too hot. So please forgive if y'all can hear this in the background. But I want to talk to you all today about especially for people that's looking to hire a photographer, whether it's for weddings, portraits, family photos, anything. If you're looking to hire a professional photographer, this one is for you. On a slide note, this is also for new photographers, as something that I recommend that you all not do when you're starting off. This is the number one mistake that most people make when they're hiring a new photographer for professional reasons. And that is hiring somebody to do a specialized job just because you liked his photos is something else. So maybe you got a friend that does photography, or you just ran across his Facebook or his Instagram and you're like, oh man, those shots are really cool. He's taking pictures of graffiti on a wall or something like that. You just thought it was really creative. You liked it. Hey, I want you to come take pictures of my family. No. No, that is the number one mistake that you can make. Try to think of it like this. Just if you all don't know anything about auto racing, I'm sorry. Just try to use your imaginations. But a champion IndyCar driver does not mean that he's going to be a champion NASCAR driver. It's two completely different driving styles. If you all do horse races, the Kentucky Derby, a great jockey for the Kentucky Derby might not be a great jockey for the type where they're pulling, the little carts or whatever behind the horse. I forgot what you call that off the top of my head. But just because somebody's good at one aspect of it does not mean that they're going to be good at another aspect of it. And you really got to be careful, especially when they're advertising this. So if you're on their website and they're just all over the place, and then, you read their bio and they're like, hey, I shoot weddings and I shoot pets and I shoot families and and they're advertising that as their business. Remember, there's an old saying, I didn't make this up. This is long before I was born, so don't get mad at me. But a jack of all trades is a master of none. All right? We as photographers, we all shoot everything, just for the fun of it. But when it comes down to what you're doing as a profession, one, maybe two at the most specialties. And the reason for that is they say it takes 10,000 hours for you to be good at anything. When you're shooting everything, you're not dedicating enough time you just don't have enough time to actually master the nuances of each style of photography. I do two forms of photography professionally. I shoot weddings and I shoot real estate. That's it. I don't accept jobs where they want me to shoot their pets. I don't really do headshots. I really don't do that. I shoot models for fun. I don't do it as a profession. Real estate and weddings. And I'm going to tell you, it took a lot of time for me to balance those nuances, because when I got out of weddings and I started shooting real estate, I brought all of my wedding bad habits, if you want to call them bad habits, into real estate. And the editor, he emailed me immediately, like after the first couple of shoots, like, dude, your shots are crooked, your shots are this, your shots are that. Because when it comes to weddings, I shoot Dutch angles. I'm not as stringent about my photos being perfectly straight. So I had to work on that to get all those little nuances in that freestyle of shooting that I do for weddings and bring it into the very rigid aspect of real estate. And real estate is way rigid and weddings is way freestyle. Then when I was doing real estate for some years, and then I went back and shot another wedding. When I looked at the photos, I think the photos were actually decent. The bride was happy, but I personally wasn't, because I'm looking at the photos and everything was rigid. Like, my lines were perfectly sharp and crisp. There was no imagination, no freestyle, no ad-libbing in it. It was just like military precision. And I'm like, man, I just took all the nuances from real estate and I put it into my weddings. It's hard to balance that. And that's just two. And it took me years to finally be able to divide my brain up to where I can now, when I'm shooting weddings, be freestyle, and when I'm shooting real estate, be rigid. It took a lot of man hours for me to balance that out. I could not imagine now with adding the nuances of pet photography, adding the nuances of headshots, adding the nuances of portraits, adding the nuances of landscapes, adding the nuances of family photos. Oh my God. Listen, if you're new to this game, if you're new to photography, and you're trying to do this as a profession, master 1, maybe 2 at the most styles of photography. Shoot everything to find out what you have a strong passion for, and then focus on that. Advertise that. Don't do this whole, hey, I shoot everything, just hire me. If you're looking to hire a photographer, do not hire those photographers that are advertising that they shoot everything. A jack of all trades really is a master of none. You guys got to be really careful about that. And just because he shoots one thing really well does not mean he's going to shoot something else really well. I've had that all the time, where people like their friends' street photography, so they hire them for their weddings, and they had no idea what they were doing, and they ruined their wedding photos. This is one reason why I'm getting back into weddings, is for this very reason, because I'm hearing this a lot from clients and friends that I have, of how their wedding photos was just trash because they really like this guy's street photography, or they really like the way that this guy shot pets, and so they naturally thought, hey, come shoot my wedding. It's a huge difference. Every single one of these styles has a different nuance that takes a long time to master. Trust me, there's a reason why family photographers charge as much as they do. It's a lot of nuances. Baby photographers that shoot babies, there's a lot of tricks that they have to learn to get that baby to smile or to look somber. It's a lot of stuff that they learn to make that look. Somebody that shoots graffitis or shooting cars or just going out to a skateboard park and they shooting the skateboard, they did not have time to practice that to get those nuances down. It's not a criticism of these people, it's the reality. You got to work on your craft. You need at least 10,000 hours in that field to be good at it. Nature's rules, Daniel said, not mine. So, do not hire a professional photographer to shoot your wedding, to shoot your birthday, to shoot whatever it is that you want to shoot, just because you like the way that they shot something else. Never the twain should meet. It's rare. You got to just hire somebody that specializes in that field. If you got a birthday shoot, hire somebody that specializes in event photography, birthdays, bar mitzvahs, stuff like that. That way, there is a much less failure rate. But especially with weddings, because with weddings, there are no do-overs. Once it's done, it is done. So be extra careful with that. Hire somebody that specializes in weddings, that does weddings, that has a proven track record with weddings. And hey, be safe out there, people. Don't waste your money. I'll see you on the next episode. My name's Tom, Lonnie Kai Photography. That's LonnieKaiPhotography.co, not .com, .co. See you on the next edition.